Well, when I said quirky cars, you can't get much quirkier than a old Austin Princess, which is a follow-on car from the Maxi. Very rare you see these things nowadays, so yeah, I would say that's quirky for a start, definitely. Okay, so one of the main things about car spotting in lockdown, or I'm doing a video about car spotting in lockdown, is of course having to actually find things to video. So you can't spot if it's not out there. So there's more pot luck than anything. You're just going to drive around, and as you see it, you film it and hopefully get it on video. Sometimes you're just driving around the odd street and all of a sudden you'll come across something like an old Chrysler just sitting by the side of the road, which you'll notice nicely actually in the back, by the back window, there's a cowboy type hat, Confederate hat. And then in front of this, then there's a very old, I don't know, it's got to be 40s Vauxhall. Now some cars are quirky just because you don't see them very often. So this Renault 4, it looks like it's being run, but you just don't see any of these anymore. Very, very rare car nowadays. And also, what with the weather being the way it is, it's summer, so out on the streets you see the odd convertible, and in this case something a little bit unusual, the old Mercedes 280 SL. Lovely cars, very Dallas if you remember it from the 80s. Strange enough, right next to a very nice Golf R. Beautiful blue, I love this colour. Further along from that, in that blue we have a different blue. Again, something you don't see very often nowadays because most of them sort of fell apart or they've rusted or something's gone wrong with them, but a little MGTF, and again in a nice electric blue. And again, as I'm driving around, something else is, it's not abandoned, but it looks like it's a little bit sad and have wear and tear on it. I think, if I remember rightly, these are the Honda, I think it's NX100 or NS100, something like that. Nice car in its day though, actually. And again, something else you don't see very often, a Volkswagen camper van. Like the transporter stroke camper van. It does very much look a bit like a lifeboat in this colour, very bright, and from a distance if you're just driving past you think, oh, they've got a boat in their garden. And something else you don't see that often, or not in as good a condition, especially not out on the streets, and especially not in sort of a deep maroon colour, is the Jaguar XJ6. Car featured very much in the later series of the Equaliser, but it's still a beautiful British car. So okay, so then I come a little bit off the beaten track, not far to be honest with you, just down off the main road, and find a Porsche 924, not in a good condition, as we say, it's probably there for restoration, next to a Celica. And then just a little bit along from these two we find a Mitsubishi FTO GPX edition, again in the need of a little bit of tender love and care. So I suppose it does actually depend where you're driving around as well as to what you see and where you see it. Here we have a lovely blue M4, which is, I think it's a nice car, I like this. Now I've also just seen just around from this BMW, there's also another car I quite like the look of, which I'm just going to go and have a quick look at. So here we have a rather pretty Bentley convertible, a GTC, looks like a Speed, very nice colourway as well. So the Bentley is definitely a Speed model, you can usually tell by the wheels and the splitters at the front. The only thing I don't like on these, and the thing I think still a bit weird, is the fact that they put this chrome trim around the back lights. You'd want sort of carbon or something somewhere really, I suppose, with a Speed model, but the chrome's not so bad on this paint colour because you don't tend to notice it. On a darker colour it does stand out, and just, I think it looks a bit odd. And then also a tiny bit further up the road from that, you've got a proper dropped Volkswagen Sirocco. I say proper, very low. Another town, another Mercedes SL, this time in silver, again with the roof open, sitting out on a side street, catching the air. And when I talk about the difference with the blues, especially on like the M4, the BMW, if you look at another German car like the Porsche Macan here, their blues are much more sort of an Aegean, a much brighter blue, rather than the sort of sea blue from the BMW. But still, again, a nice blue car. So actually, I suppose on lockdown and walkabout and drive around, there are a few things you'll see here and there that maybe I didn't think I was going to see, but another one, a nice white roller. Looks like it needs a little bit of work around the back. Front end looks a bit nicer. And again in take just around the corner from that, we've got another nice M Series Beamer. This time in black, so it's all dark, so quite nice with the tint windows. Now we've got a nice lovely yellow TVR, and I love the number plate, T60 TVR, great match for the car. Literally just up from this we've got a nice old Porsche Boxter, not too bad. And also going along with the same theme as the number plate on the TVR, we can't pass the Corvette without mentioning it's got the Y55 Vet number plate. And again, a lovely car to see out on the streets. This is the sort of car you don't see many of around here, to be fair. So when I initially said about making this video, I said quirky and unusual, and some of the things you cars you don't see. And again, a Saab 9000 you don't see very often, especially in a convertible. And then barely round the corner from the last Saab convertible, we find another Saab convertible. Maybe they're not as rare as I thought they were. They're not exactly the same model ones. The 901 was the 95, but still same vein that you don't see them anymore because it's not a company that exists anymore. So then we also come past a nice Abarth Fiat 595, but just behind it is a very nice green ParkWard coupe Rolls Royce. 3 owner cars, as I'm told, and it's all in original condition. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when I upload my next video. And thanks again. Bye bye.